Tacos, 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 tacos. I had some tacos. It was really delicious. Anyways, greetings, creatures and humans alike. I am MagiQDog, and tonight we'll be introducing not just one, but two brand new guildmates from the Grand Guard. And I am excited to introduce these two. Alright, before we continue on though, let me check the audio to make sure everything is okay. And we need to pick some music. I think since we're doing art, and since we're doing it on a time crunch, let's do this one. Let me hear it real quick, just to make sure that it's playing just right. Ah, it sounds lovely. Alright, so, let me explain the situation before we get into this. Since we're having two characters starring on the same introducing the guildmates, I'm probably gonna have to do multiple streams other than just two like I normally do. So I think on this stream, I'm gonna focus mainly on just getting the line works done. Now, like I said a bit earlier, I am on a bit of a time crunch because after all, do gotta get up early to go to work. Typical. But at least I'm able to get the line work done. We are at least going to be able to do that. We'll save the coloring, the shading, the lighting, and the information on the info bar a bit later on in the future. So yeah, with that out of the way though, let's go on ahead and get everything situated. So let me tidy up real quick, and I shall be right back. Toodaloo. Okay, everyone. It's time to introduce Bubba the Dread and Bran the Broken. Or vice versa, Bran the Broken and Bubba the Dread. Whichever one sounds better to you. Before we get started, let me do a bit of a background check on these characters, okay? Now then, both Bubba and Bran was born and grew up as humans back during the Roman empires in the 80s of AC. The two grew up closely as brothers, and they both decided to join the Roman army once they reached their teenage years. The two quickly gained notoriety and became valuable soldiers. The two was even able to join as Roman centurions during the Roman-Dracian War, and fought in various battles. However, during one fierce battle, Bran got separated from Bubba, and Bran was able to manage about slaying his enemies on his own. And Bran was kind of searching for Bubba, and he found him. Now, kind of traveling back a little bit. Whenever Bubba got separated from Bran, he fought against a bunch of enemies, and I mean a bunch. Alas, there was too many, and he succumbed to the battle. He thought that he was about to die, laying on his final moments. However, after his passing, something strange happened. He ended up coming back to life, but not as a human, but as a vampire. Thanks to this though, he was able to, make sure that I've got this down right. Let's see. Yeah, he was able to kill those soldiers that killed him with ease. However, he was confused about all this. He eventually met up with Bran, who was searching for him. And the two kind of got back from the battlefield. For a few weeks though, Bubba struggled to keep his vampiric nature in check. And he was able to manage to subdue it by feasting on animal blood during the night when he was trying to keep his distance away from his brother. Because he didn't know what his brother would think of him, since he's no longer human. Well, one night, Bran actually caught Bubba drinking the blood of a goat. Bubba explained about him becoming an undead, and he thought that Bran was gonna call him, like, a beast or something. I do not dare to use the other word and stuff. But, to his surprise, Bran actually, thought it was kinda cool. And he promised to keep the secret. Fast forward a bit, they continued to fight in the wars, with Bubba getting a handle on his vampiric powers and stuff. And Bran, keeping his promise, fought alongside him. However, one day, during the first battle, Bran got injured and he was about to die. Bubba decided to stay with him, waiting for his final moments. However, when Bran died, he actually resurrected back as a vampire himself, which made him very confused. But the two happily reunited, and they decided to return to their way of life. They continued fighting in the war as they helped the Roman Empire pretty much win that war without revealing their vampiric identities. However, soon after the war, the two realized that they were being suspected of supernatural beings. And so in order to avoid, prejudice and stuff, they decided to flee. The two pretty much traveled from century to century and participating in a few European wars under the disguise of humans, which includes the Wars of Scottish Independence, Mongol invasion, the 100-Year War, and even other Roman wars that came in and out of it. Eventually though, the two decided to leave the human realm during a certain act that kinda separated the supernatural from the natural. They decided to move over to the supernatural, and they done various different jobs in different countries on the supernatural side. And I'm talking about like Limera, I'm assuming Atlantis, Tua, and a bunch of other countries. One day, however, they discover about the Grand Guard and read up about it. Excited by this guild, they decided to join it and... Well, hang on, let me rephrase this again. They were excited about joining them and being able to fight again. So they went to a local Arcadia college, they got their degree, participated in the exam of the GA, and they were able to join the Arcadia West. Oh my goodness gracious. The Arcadia West branch of the Grand Guard. Oh yeah, that's something y'all probably don't know about. The Grand Guard, along with a bunch of other guilds, they're not like just one type of guild that exists in a random place. No, the guilds pretty much have like a multi-realm kind of business deal, and there are a bunch of different branches. For example, my guild happens to be a branch that exists in the country Mew, while these two originally joined the Grand Guard in a different country. When you think about it kind of like a restaurant branch that exists in different countries. That's the best way to explain it. But anyways, what happened to my information? I thought it got lost. Well, anyways, ever since then, they spent the next 200 years as Grand Guard members, going to other countries to deal with missions and turmoils, and they quickly rose through the ranks and became S-rank adventurers. Yeah, they're pretty much way up there, like the best of the best. And FYI, Arcadia is like a very peaceful country to the point that there's like zero crime. So that's the reason why they go to other countries. That's the only way they can do business. Eventually though, I got to meet them. They're in like... Let's see, don't want to do any spoilers, but... Let's just say there was a major warlike incident that involved a lot of the Grand Guards, which included my branch too. And that's where I was able to meet Bran and Bubba. We pretty much got along nicely, and after that whole battle situation and stuff, they decided to join my branch, along with some other folks from other Grand Guards. So yeah, that's pretty much the story of Bran the Broken and Bubba the Dread. I hope you enjoyed that story though. But I pretty much talked a lot as it is. Let's go ahead and get started with our line works, shall we? Let's see. And before we do that though, I'm gonna take a drink. That's some good drink. Now then. I think I'm gonna start off with this first. Let's see. By the way, I hope you guys liked that story and stuff. I think it was pretty good. I know it was a lot to try to get it out and stuff, but I think it turned out pretty good. Another thing though, it's like I'm trying to fight some sinuses and stuff too. It's like, ugh. Actually, hang on just a second. Ugh, that feels so much better. Now then, how are we gonna deal with you? I think that turned out pretty good. And then we're also gonna draw this little vampire little icon here. Let's see. I'm gonna wait about telling some other information about these two until like later on. I don't want to give out too much information. You know, it's actually another thing too. Is that that's the reason why it took so long to kind of get this out here. Was okay, we'll talk. It took a lot of information. It took a while to get their information in check. But it's worth it. Okay. We're gonna wait about that top part till later. Cause I do... Whoa! Cause I do want to get this first. Break time. But yeah, like I said, I'm probably just gonna get the line work done because it's gonna be a lot to do. And also, gotta focus on going to bed tonight. After all, I got some work tomorrow. And speaking of work, it was absolutely dreadful today. Oh, I think it was just as bad as yesterday's work, to be honest with y'all. So, what happened is that we have a lot of items going on clearance, but our system started to kind of malfunction. And it started to switch up a lot of prices without informing the devices that we use. So I had to go through every single clearance item in our department along with my co-worker to try to get it done. And it was horrible. It also didn't help by the fact that we still had customers that was coming in. Apparently some kind of major event like graduations is going on. Ooh, human graduations, ooh. I can't really say much of stuff. After all, graduation is apparently important for your human culture. You know, it's not every so often that I get a bearded character. Scribble, 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 scribble. Scribble, 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 scribble. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Scribble. Scribble, scribble. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Yeah. He's a bit scruffy, I will admit. There you go. Doesn't have to be exactly, but it works. Oh yeah, we gotta do the eyes. Go away! I think we're gonna do it like this real quick. Okay. No, that's way too big. We're gonna do, 2. Hang on a second. Oh man, I hate that I have to do this. Okay, let me get rid of my wings real quick. And now we are going to bring the height down to at least 60. This ain't gonna work. What the fuck? There. That should work. Okay, we're gonna duplicate. And then we're going to minus. Come on. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay. Is it not making a copy? Okay. Duplicate. There. Now, we are going to minus this first. And then we are doing these. There we go. Finally got it situated. Now we're gonna try 90, so pardon my hair. Don't think this is a pain to deal with. I will admit, it is a pain to deal with. Okay. We're actually going to combine these with the eye. Where's my merch? Why is my merch player down here? Okay, we're gonna get rid of this right here. That way we can draw this. Oh, we can draw it! Perfect. Okay. It has to be that. I just don't know what else to make it look good, y'all. That's about the best I can do. And also, I'm having a very bad hair day. Well, you're gonna color these eyes real quick. There we go. Oh, Roman! How you doing this fine night? A little hot today? I can relate. Today has been kinda hot. Okay. Let me remove these real quick. Let's see. Anything interesting happen? You know what? I don't like how that looks, so I'm just gonna have to wing it. By the way, pardon me if I'm a bit quiet. Just gotta focus on this. It looks perfect. But everything's going good for you. Okay. That's starting to look good right there. Bubba's looking real snaggy. Or snatch. Or what's the hip word nowadays for kids? Yibbity. No. I'm not saying that shit. Yeah, these are my friends, let's see. This is my friend Bubba the Dread, and this is my friend Bran the Broken. They are brothers, they are vampires, and they were from the Roman Empire back when they were still humans. Of course, they became vampires and stuff during battles, especially during the Romanian War. And pretty much a bunch of stuff later on, they end up joining the Grand Guard. It's like their favorite attire, too. They are really cool. And they're very knowledgeable when it comes to like politics and warfare, too. They always like to keep an eye out for all that kind of stuff. And again, it's probably due to the fact that they were soldiers and stuff. Wait, what am I doing? I don't need to draw that yet. I need to draw the armor first. It's underneath. That's what I need to do first. What am I thinking? Yeah, Lord Alma, if you got any questions about them, let me know. I would love to try to answer as much as I can. Pen? By the way, this right here is just temporary. Can't stand the heat. Oh man, I feel so sorry for you. Is it really bad going on over there? Like, I don't know where you live, but if it's like high up there in the 90s or so, then, or even in the hundreds, then again, I don't know. I mean, I could kind of go up to the 90s and low 100s, but anything higher than that, like in the 110s? Oh, no, I'll be melting. Ooh, it's that hot. Like I said, I'm so sorry for you. I'm gonna leave it like that just for a second. Oh yeah, I remember what this line's for. I kind of messed up with the, well, with something. Okay. I think we're gonna draw the vampire again, which the vampire right there. I'm actually gonna duplicate this. And we're actually gonna do a bunch of erasing, so give me just a second. What I missed? Okay, well that's good. Do you have like an AC or anything? Because I know AC can really help out a lot. That's what I always use and stuff. Well, I actually don't have an AC in the bedroom, but I got a fan. And I'm telling you, that fan helps me out a bunch. In fact, I would love to turn it on right now, but I bet you y'all can hear the fan and stuff, and I don't want to do that. I don't want y'all to hear my fan. I'm gonna copy. Okay. Extremely windy area. Nice. Oh, you know, that's something else I forgot to mention. During the yard sale situation, had a bit of wind burn, which is funny because the wind was like super cold. But yeah, I still got wind burn. Although it wasn't as bad as one time when we went to the Play Lakes. There was one year that we went to the Pay Lakes, and I was in the shade, and the wind was kind of blowing, but it was like a really, really, really hot day. Like enough to where I'm wondering even why we're out here fishing in the first place. And let's just say that after I came back from that, I was so red. I looked like the Eds from that one episode, Ed, Edd and Eddy, where they went on that kind of like a lake vacation thing. And at the end of the episode, they stayed on top of that giant rock, and they were all sunburned like crazy. I was that kind of red. I actually had to call off work 2 days in a row just because of how badly sunburned I was. But yeah, it was bad. And because of that, I don't go to the Pay Lakes, especially on hot days. Yeah, I learned my lesson. Let's see. Hey, that lined up perfectly. Now, the next thing is to get this armor plating. And we'll get the other shoulder plates in just a second. I'm gonna be sure that I get all this real quick. There we go. Let's see. Now we're missing the middle place right here. Or let me scratch my nose real quick. Ugh. Let's see. I know normally I would do like an actual circle and stuff to make that kind of even, but I think doing it like this would be a lot better. It kind of shows that it's kind of been through a lot of battles, you know? I think it's gonna work out really well for it. Now this one's gonna have a bit of a curve to it. Okay. Now then, let me check some stuff real quick. What's this gonna do? Oh, it's a transformation. Nice. Actually, before that, let's get the other shoulder plate real quick. I gotta say, Centaurian armor is really something when you think about, especially their design-wise. And I actually looked up like actual Centaurian armors, like those that are sold in like museums, and what their rendition art will look like. They are nothing like the movies, that's for sure. I decided to be more realistic with it. And I think it pays off pretty well. It's a very nice design. Very nice indeed. Sorry, gotta be quiet. Thought I heard someone up. Okay, we got that. Next up is all this. And I'm trying to figure out the perfect angle for it. I think right there will work just fine. Let's see. Bubba's looking real nice right here. And how far? Oh, we're kind of in less than an hour, but still pretty good. There we go. Looks like we got some more people here. Hi, how you doing tonight? think it might be. Okay. This should be able to work. At least I hope. Okay. Ooh! Hey, Mr. Jack. Hey, yeah. I'm pretty much doing a lot of hope and joy and warmth and all that kind of stuff. And when I mean warmth, I mean hot. It is kind of warm in this room. But yeah, I'm just kind of doing a bit of drawing and introducing a brand new guildmate from the Grand Guard as well. Which I'll show you just a second as soon as I get this strapped. Kinda how I need it to be. But, what happened? Why am I turning around? I don't like that. I think I accidentally pressed a key or something. Ah, here we go. Okay. Here we go. Bubba the Dread and Bran the Broken. Right now, we're still working on Bubba with his line work. And oh yeah, FYI, he's the older brother, while this is the younger brother. Whoa, big eraser. We don't need that big of an eraser. I was on the wrong layer. Oh yeah, this makes it so much easier to erase and get the lines situated and worked on. There we go. But yeah, if y'all got any questions about Bran and Bubba, let me know. I would not care to answer any questions about these two. I do need to fix up this line though. Nope, that does not look good whatsoever. So we need to zoom in super close. Ah, here we go. It's missing his arms. Let's see, at the top. Oh. By the way, Mr. Jack. What happened last night? Did something happen to where you had to go? I didn't see you saying goodbye. I'm not upset or anything, but I was just wondering. I was hollering for you and you never answered. So sad. There we go. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and draw this hand right here, which I know it kind of looks weird, but hands aren't really... I mean, hands are kind of like my strong suit, but they're kind of not as well. It just depends. Oh, that's what happened. Okay. Well, you're fine. I didn't know if something happened or anything. Oh, it's raining at your area. Oh, I 100% agree with you. I love the soothing sounds of rain, especially when you're out on the porch. Oh, it sounds so good listening to the water just hitting the roof and stuff. And you just out there watching it all. It's so peaceful. It's kind of like serenity. That's why I'm so happy that we got a porch. Again. I will admit, we've had years without a porch and stuff, and we decided to finally build one. And I am so happy we got to do it. But yeah, I love listening to the rain on the porch. However, what I don't like is thunderstorms. Because that means I can't get on the computer and do anything. Unfortunately, we do get them a bunch. Oh! Okay. Give me just a second to finish this up and I'll tell you. So, kinda gave their lore in the beginning of the story, but here's the short version. These two brothers grew up there in the Roman Empire. They decided to join the Roman army. They became Roman centurions. They fought there in the Roman-Dracian War. They ended up dying on the battlefields, but they came back as vampires. They helped the Roman army win. But after a while, they had to leave the humans and stuff because of superstitions about them being suspected as vampires. Throughout the centuries, they participated in various European battles. The two ended up moving to the supernatural due to a major separation thing that went on between the natural and the supernatural. They were fighting odd jobs until they discovered about the Grand Guard. They decided to join the Grand Guard, but in a different branch compared to my branch. I ended up meeting these guys during a epic battle in which a lot of Grand Guard's different branches had to work together. And after that battle, these two decided to move over to my branch, and I became good friends with them. So yeah, that's pretty much the short end of it. But yeah, these two are basically vampire brothers who are Roman soldiers at heart. Sprite break. But yeah. Pretty much. But then again, a lot of the Grand Guard are like based on my actual friends and stuff. Let's see. But I will say though, these two, the best way to say it, they're a bit unstable during battles. I guess participating in all kinds of wars kind of do something to a person's mind, because they are battle chunky. Oh, and also they love collecting weapons too. Like they gather all kinds of weapons back in previous wars and battles, and they kind of imbued them with magic, so they made them into enchanted items. Let's see. If I ever start up my own series based on the Grand Guard and stuff, these two will not be introduced until way later on into the series. But when they do, oh boy, I think you guys are gonna love them. Oh yeah. Truth be told, I already got a bunch of stuff planned. I'm actually working on, let's see, if I were to compare it like webtoons and stuff, I'm kind of working on season 3 at the moment. And but yeah, there's a lot of stuff I got planned for. Unfortunately, since I'm kind of by myself in it, and since I got my hands full constantly, there's so much I can only do with so little time, which is a bummer. But the way I see it, as long as I keep working on it, I'll eventually have something. Although now that I think about it, I may just kind of like do it kind of like a novel kind of thing, like novel books, and just tell them on YouTube. I think that'll be the fastest way of getting the story out there. Which honestly, that would not be a bad idea and stuff. Like, I could add in some kind of rough sketch line works and stuff to kind of make the story more interesting and be able to tell it quickly. That's not to mention the fact that there could be more stuff added to both Patreon and YouTube, by the way. But for real though, I think that would be the best way for me to add it to it. And who knows? Maybe if it gets popular and stuff, it might be able to get like its own animated series. Which, I'm not gonna be that far-fetched with it and stuff, but I would love if that happens. But either way, trying to put it out there is the main goal of mine. I guess that's also why I'm kind of wanting to step away from making fake mons and doing other art things at the moment, and kind of focus more on this kind of stuff. Like those Grand Guard mini adventure streams that I work on. All of the characters on there are actually based off of the characters from the Grand Guard series that I'm working on. So like, y'all remember that Cornwell fella? The one I'm having that staring contest with? He's a member. Well, he's a member of my branch, that is. And actually, right now, I'm kind of doing the rough line work for the chapter 2 of that mini adventures. Just kind of getting it out there, you know? Okay, we got that worked. So we just need to draw the spear now. But yeah, I hope that kind of answers a lot of stuff going on for it at the moment. Which, to be honest, I really don't have a timeline on how I'm gonna have it all finished up. So who knows, it could be maybe next year before I finally do it. Or it could be the next 5 years. Who knows. But I am hoping to get something done with it. And I am hoping it go... Well, that ain't gonna work one bit. But yeah, I'm glad I was able to share a lot on that. that clicking noise? I keep hearing a clicking noise around here somewhere. But yeah, I'm kind of happy that I get to share that information because, you know, it gets me really excited to get my butt into gear and get it done. Although, like I said, I am just kind of working on having the stories kind of plotted out and stuff. But of course, I'm doing that during work and stuff. Like during my breaks and during my lunches, I just kind of get on the phone and just type it away, like tap, 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 tap. Oh, this was pretty good. This would be pretty good. Tap, 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 tap. Let's see. I got an idea. I don't know how well the idea this will be, but it's an idea. Actually, I'm actually gonna do this. Let's see. I know I just drawn this whole spear right here, but I should have done this earlier. I really should have. I'm kind of mad at myself that I didn't thought of this. I actually need to make that a bit wider. So we're gonna go right there. Oh yes, that will work. That will work perfectly. And then we're gonna go beep. But yeah, if y'all got any more questions about it, let me know. I would love to answer as much as I can without giving away too much spoilers, you know what I mean? No, that ain't gonna work. I'm gonna go a bit wide. And then we're gonna go, yeah. There we go. There you go. Okay. Now we are gonna go from there and draw it to right there. Oh yes. Oh yes, that works perfectly. Oh, we are gonna have to scoot this guy over. You know, the sad part is though, we're gonna have to erase a lot of this. It's sad. It's really sad. All that hard work for this spear, and now a majority of it is going up in smoke. Let's see. But yeah, that's also Skater. Okay, we're gonna forget that. This is where my perfectionist nature comes out of. You know, that's also another reason why I couldn't do like it might be better just for me to read the stories out instead of doing like the comic thing. Cause of shit like this, I am too much of a perfectionist. If I try doing like even a chapter 1, it's gonna take me years before I finally get it released. I mean, y'all see how long it's taken me to do a mini adventure that has like 10 pages worth. Okay, we got that situated. I know it sounds ridiculous, me just complaining about it and stuff, but it is what it is. That's why I need a team. For real though, I actually do need to find me an editor though. That way they can tell me what can work and what can't work and see what all I can do to improve the stories. But I also need to find a editor that isn't going to try to completely control my story, because I don't want that. Let's see. Well, the guys themselves, they're actually pale, like vampire pale. So they're gonna come out like ashy gray. As for their armors and stuff, I figure going a mix of red and gold will work really well for them. And probably add some colors for it as well. Okay. That's pretty cool. By the way, Eska, how you doing this fine night? But yeah, that's gonna be the main color scheme that I'm gonna go for this. Of course, I'm gonna save that for a future stream. Here we go. Oh, that's messed up a little bit. I don't like that. And that's better. By the way, I don't know if y'all seen the rest of the Grand Guard members and stuff, but if you want to check them out, they're actually on my YouTube page. Like, they're on a playlist called the Grand... Wait, what's the playlist called? Hang on, I'm actually curious about this myself. I kind of forgot. I'm gonna check it out real quick. Let's see. Playlist. Grand Guard characters. That's actually what it's called. I got 24 videos on that. Dang, I got a bunch. I also got 28 videos on the Jujutsu Kaisen streams, 40 on the One Piece chapter reactions, and I got 65 on art streams alone. Oh, I got 40 on Creature of the Weeks. Dang, I got a bunch of them on there. I got a bunch of stuff on that. You know what? To kind of make it easier, I'll put like a link on it on the Twitch thing and on my YouTube. That way, if y'all want to, you can hop on there and see what that's all about. You get to learn about all kinds of my friends from the Grand Guard. You know what? I think I need to do one of myself. That's what I think I need to do. Who knows, y'all might learn something about my character that y'all may not know about. What do y'all think? Wanna see me do introducing the guildmate of me? You know what I actually could do? Is draw some of my techniques that I use whenever I'm using my powers. I think that would be a really cool concept. Cause think of it this way. You get to see me using my powers as I take on different mythical creature forms. Combine them together to create capable fighting techniques. I think that would be really awesome to try. I'm gonna try 30. No, that ain't gonna work. Let's see, we're gonna do 50? Oh yeah, 50 will work just fine. There we go. Now I'm not patting no more. Yeah, I'm getting rid of this little tab right there. There we go. Ah, that's so much better. That right there is super right. I'm gonna have to fix that real quick. Where the heck is... There it is. Alright, we now got this situation worked out. Now let's get to copying and pasting. The lazy route. 1, 2. Wait. No. Yeah? Wait, that's not right. Would it be more torturous 75? Let's try that. Let me see how well that works out. No. Maybe 50 might work. $50? And then... $50. Maybe if we do 60 instead? Darn mouse! I swear to God, this mouse is one to hurt me. 59, 60. I know this might be a bit boring and stuff, and I do apologize, but just bear with me for a itty bitty moment. Okay, 60 is the way to go. Nope. Perfect. Now we are going to combine all of these into one. Yeah, I had to make sure that line doesn't work. Mm-hmm. Ah, that's a good way to think about it. There is something magical about drawing, isn't there? Being able to bring your imaginations to life. Okay. Let's see, now all we like is the feet. Oh, that's a good question. With Bob Bennett. That's my cheat code. I love the Wizbot. I love it so much. Thank you for recommending me it, Mr. Jack. It just saved me right there. But for real though, what kind of cheat code would I have? Ooh. Not being able to pay taxes. That would be fantastic to have as a cheat code. Let's see, there's that. That is true. I think another thing is not having outrageous medical bills. I'm telling you, the healthcare over here in the US is ridiculous. Like, it is painful. You cannot go to a hospital to fix your arm and leg without costing you an arm and a leg. I don't know how it is on other parts of the world, but I know some countries have way better healthcare than what it is for us over here. And they actually seem to have doctors that actually know what the hell they're doing too. Sometimes I think the doctors over here at my country just kind of does like guessing games about what you have, what you don't have. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I can give you a best example. Let me give you a best example. I had to get multiple CT scans because of my side over here. Which I found out that's because of drinking milk and stuff. I'm starting to think my body developed becoming lactose intolerant. I told my doctor. My doctor decided to do ST scans. So I would go to the hospital the next day or so, depending on when they schedule me. Have to drink this nasty fluid stuff. Get the CAT scans done, and then they'll tell me the results will come in. I would leave. A few days later, they say, well, your kidneys look fine and stuff. I don't think there's anything wrong. What do you mean nothing's wrong? I'm hurting over here. And then, as a matter of fact, that I will have doctor bills that'll be up in the thousands of dollars and stuff. It's so stupid. But yeah, I couldn't figure out what's wrong with me and stuff. Even though I figured out myself that it's just drinking a bunch of milk at a time, so I decided to control my consumption of milk, and lo and behold, I'm okay now. So now I got multiple doctor bills, which luckily for me, I was able to condense them down to 3 now. That's true. Probably see it as the next paycheck or so. But yeah, luckily for me, I was able to do like a loan from the bank situation, and I got most of my doctor bills paid off. I only have 3 of the big ones left, and well, I will admit I haven't really done all that much with them, mainly because my bills always have to go to something else, like the water bill, light bill, internet bill, and a bunch of other bills too. And it's sad. I want to pay my doctor bills off, but how can I when I have to pay a bunch of other stuff off? So that's something else too. I think water and electricity should be free. Let the government pay for that. You know, at this point, this whole life cheat code and stuff has just turned into me complaining about my daily life. That's good, thank you. But yeah, I always say that sometimes it's gotta get worse before it gets a whole lot better. And maybe it's gonna get better. I don't know. I honestly think it will. We just got to embrace the worst part. What's the funniest thing I've ever seen in another person's house? That's a good question. I gotta try to think about that for a second. I can't really say much for my place, considering the fact that I got a bunch of anime stuff, and I got a bunch of weapons hanging up. I know that'll be the most shocking thing that a person may see in a person's house. That's for sure. That was a drawing of Winslow from The Walking Dead. Like that one zombie that's got like a bunch of stuff. But then again, I actually drawn that one myself. But the funniest thing I've seen? I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. It kind of looping back around to Pink's place, because the Pink, along with Silk and Jade, they have like a bunch of anime stuff hanging around and stuff, and I always think that it's kind of funny to have all that anime stuff, because I would love to hang up a lot more anime stuff in my place. I really would. But I think that's pretty much that so far. But it is cool that they are able to have all that. That is. What about you, Mr. Jack? What's the funniest thing you saw hanging around? I don't think I like too much longer. I just gotta finish up his feet right here, and then we can work on Bran the Broken. my goodness. Okay, I take it back. This actually happened to me like during college and stuff. It's not anything like that. But we had a situation where we actually had to get the police involved with a roommate because they kind of stole a computer from a doctor using my vehicle. Which this is a true story. This is true. And when the police came over to take our statements and stuff, I forgot that the roommate also had like a marijuana bong just kind of out in the open, and I kind of told him about that too. So that's actually the funniest thing that happened. Which I will admit, during at the time, that wasn't funny, because, you know, had to deal with the cops and stuff, and had to explain that my car was used in it. Big stretch. But yeah, it was a bad time, but looking back on it now, that was actually pretty funny. But yeah, in case you're wondering about that, yeah, that's the kind of shit I had to deal with back in college. Oh no, you're asking the hard question. And this is where a lot of people are gonna get mad at me, but honestly, I'm gonna have to give it to Superman. And the reason I say it is because, there is a lot of stuff that Superman does in the comics that outranks a lot of stuff that Goku does. Then again, I haven't read the comics myself, so I don't know what else out there, but I have seen some examples. Including the fact that him and Wonder Woman actually lassoed and lifted eternity itself. Like the actual concept of eternity, and moved it over. I don't think that's something that Goku could do. But then again, I will admit, the whole comics of Superman and the other DC Marvel characters, they have them do so much ridiculous stuff that of course they get overpowered as heck. I think that's the reason why out of the DC heroes, Batman is my favorite. Cause you know, he's just like a simple guy. But a badass simple guy. But yeah. But for those of you that are the Goku fans and stuff, you're just gonna have to, you know, bear with it. I'm sorry, but it can't be helped. Then again, I'm also the type of person that doesn't really like Dragon Ball all that much, so there's maybe that too. I'm gonna have his nails hanging out just a little bit. Okay, so that's not looking good whatsoever. Let's see. No, truth be told, let's actually do some more anime stuff as well. It's kind of gonna go into death battle kind of territory too. But let's see. How you guys feel about the Tomar Shigaraki versus the Mahito fight? I'm actually really interested to see what you guys say about that. Oh, okay. Okay, let me say it this way. Tomar Chikaraki is the hands dude from My Hero Academia, you know, the main villain. While Mahito is the cursed spirit of humanity. From Jujutsu Kaisen. The battle between them was actually pretty good. But of course, Tomara ended up winning it. Okay. I can't do this right here. That's just making it all so weird. So I'm just gonna have to go based on the drawing. I will try to make it stick out just a little bit. But other than that, that's how I'm gonna do it. There we go. Okay, that's fine. He's a character from the Jujutsu Kaisen series. So if you want to know who he is, I would recommend watching the first and second season of Jujutsu Kaisen. Let's see. If that's the case, how about this one? The fight between Bowser and Eggman. Oh god, the feet on this looks bad, but I'm just gonna have to go with it. If you want to get my opinion on that fight, that battle was epic. Like between Bowser and Eggman and stuff, it was so insane and so good. And I kind of had a feeling that Bowser was gonna win. Was he able to use the Chaos Gems all that much? Like, I know that Metal Sonic was able to. But then again, I'm more familiar with Bowser and his stuff compared to Eggman and Sonic. Okay. Oh, wow, really? That's actually insane. I would have loved to have seen that. That would have made that battle between Bowser and Eggman so much more interesting and stuff. Then again, I want to say that not starting any beef or anything, but I think this battle does do some personal bias here and there. Oh, right, he's not finished yet. I forgot about this right here. Let's see. Though personally though, I still think that Bowser's done pretty good. The main reason for it is because Bowser has done a lot of stuff along with Mario. Like, I know it's a bit cartoony and wacky and stuff, but having cartoon powers really makes a person OP. So Plus, let's not forget that Bowser does like a lot of magic, supernatural stuff, and he has an army that actually respects him. So, I don't know if Bowser may win against the battle with Eggman, but I know it'll be a hard fight. But that doesn't mean Eggman isn't no slouch either. I've seen a lot of stuff that he's done, and he's really OP as well. Oh, right. Maybe I need to check to make sure that everything's okay right here. Ah. Like, basically, in other words, it's kind of hard to tell what an actual death battle will be like between the two. Oh, okay, I see. Well, I know there's gonna be some Sonic fans that might watch this later on in the future and be like, I am offended by this. How dare this, big personalities, VTuber and stuff say this and that. You know that's what's gonna happen in the future. I know that's what's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen. Because, no matter what fandom you go for, you always are gonna have the insane people. Like, even One Piece, the anime I love so much, it's got a lot of crazy people on there. It really does. Well, if I were to have that kind of power, a bouncy material. That way we all can jump around place to places. Boing, 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 boing. But then again, I would not do that to the poor planet. We actually need that grass. But think of all the animals. All of the zebras and horses. And all the other grass eaters. What are they gonna eat? They can't eat the bouncy material. Otherwise they'll go boing, 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 boing. Ooh, cotton candy is a good one. In that case, instead of herbivores, we'll have carnivores. Oh my goodness, sometimes I wonder what comes out of my mouth. Everything is gonna get real sticky and real chaotic real fast. And that's gonna be a lot of trouble to do. Hey, what about this one? What about Pokemon and stuff? Are you, do you like Pokemon by any chance? Or is anyone on here a big fan of Pokemon in general? Because I got some good questions for y'all. Okay, that's really good. Okay. So, me and my friend Drindo, we were just talking and stuff. And I don't know how the topic ended up going to. but we were talking about like a pirate theme gym leader, and we started naming off the Pokemon, and we realized that having a ghost type gym leader will work. Because here's the reason why. You have the Helmish, which is the haunted anchor Pokemon that's grass ghost. You have Palisand, the ghost sandcastle that's ground ghost. You have Chelicant, the water ghost jellyfish Pokemon, the render with the thief. You have Go, the treasure Pokemon that is the... Is it still ghost? I know it's got ghost. But anyways, then you have Aegisflash, which is a sword Pokemon because you can't be a pirate without a sword. And that's also still ghost. Let's see. And what was the last one? I think we only got up to 5. But yeah, you get the theme I'm talking about. Having a pirate gym leader that uses all ghost type. That would be amazing. So that actually brings up an interesting question for y'all. What kind of theme for a gym leader would y'all recommend? Like, you know how they started doing it in Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet? How the gym leaders also have like other jobs other than just them being gym leaders? What kind of gym leaders and typing themes will y'all go with? Well, like I said, we just ended up brainstorming and it just came out like that. And it was so good. We actually love that idea. In fact, I would not be surprised if the Pokemon Company does decide to make a pirate-themed gym leader. Because they have all the Pokemon set up for that. They really, really do. Let's see. Me and Drino was actually talking about this one day earlier stuff, and we decided to do like themes. I know for Drindle, if he says if he's in the Pokemon world and if he becomes a gym leader, he'll be a pastry maker, a pastry gym leader that uses fairy types. And obviously you got like all the sugary Pokemon, like Alcremie. You also got a Slurpuff and Dawson? The bread dog Pokemon. And he also mentioned about having Sylveon as well, since that's like his favorite Pokemon. Well, favorite evolution, that is. That can work. That can work big time. You can also add Beware to it as well, since it's technically a bear. Oh my goodness, that made me thought of something. You can have a scout leader, gym leader, and have it do like the bear theme. That would be cute. Like, think about it. Have them be like a scout leader and stuff for like the little kids. And you can have the little kids being like the gym trainers too. That'd actually be amazing. You could do like the Teddy Ursa, you could do the Pancham, you could do the Cubchoo, and you could add Stuffle to there as well. And if I were to take a guess, I would say he'll probably be like a first or a second gym leader type. But then again, what would be the main typing of his? Because, well, you could probably do normal type, since Teddy Ursa and Stuffle is like normal type. And you can kind of have like Pancham and Cubchoo being like the extras. What do you think of that, Mr. Jack? Oh, that's messed up big time. Oh yeah, I need to mention about what I said was me. So, like I said, there's no mention about being like a pastry type. I mentioned about me being an artist type. And we kind of brainstorm on what kind of Pokemon I would have that would be based on that kind of job career. And we came up with a pretty good team. I would have Gold, since like you need money to create the animations and stuff. I also added like let's see, Marigo, the artist Pokemon with the painter Pokemon, since you know that's paint. We also added the Porygon line since I do like digital art. Let's see, and I also added. No, we also added Sure II. You know, like that Gen 9 Pokemon that's like the II Pokemon that does like paintings and stuff. We added that to it as well. And so far, I think that was all the Pokemon I could add though. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of artist-based Pokemons out there. Again, the fact that we added that many in the first place is kind of remarkable in and of itself. Ooh, a blacksmith one. And those Pokemon are perfect as well. Like Aegislash, Cypher, Bisharp, Delayed. Oh, those are some good ones too. Let's see. And a Bastiodon. I just love that because he's basically the shield Pokemon. Add that in Sword and Shield. They missed out on a perfect opportunity to have like a blacksmith on there. You know, it's funny that we're talking about Pokemon and stuff, and I'm hoping that tomorrow I'll be able to do my final Pokemon Nuzlocke for Sword. Unfortunately though, I don't know if I'll be able to. I think we got some pretty bad storms coming in. So because of that, I might have to wait about streaming that till Wednesday. Which means I will have to move a couple of stuff around, but hey, I want to finish up Pokemon, gosh darn it. Let's see. You know, I kind of like this. I'm going to talk more about these Pokemon jobs and stuff. Let's see. I consider that a good thing. Let's see. What other stuff can we think about? Or do you want to change the topic from Pokemon Gym Leaders to something else that's Pokemon? Like, what's your favorite Pokemon? That's a good one to ask. Let's see. I can go ahead and tell you mine. It's Makip. Hypno and Mimikyu. Oh yeah, this vampire character is pretty cool. Let's see. The older brother is more knowledgeable when it comes to weapon and warfare, while this one is more knowledgeable about politics and leadership. So the both of them actually works really well together. By the way, Lord Ame, have you heard about what we've been talking about with Pokemon? Or do you even like Pokemon? I should ask that first. Oh, yes, that's good. Okay, so, I don't know if you heard a conversation before, but we were talking about like what kind of odd jobs will work with gym leaders and stuff, and what kind of Pokemon would go with them. I was talking about like how me and Durno was talking about like a pirate and how they use like ghost types, since there are like a lot of ghost type Pokemon that can work with pirate fiends, like Go-to-Go, the Helmet, Palisand, Pelicant, and Aegislash. And and Mr. Jack brought up a good thing about how there could be a gym leader that could be a blacksmith that specializes in Pokemon like Aegislash, Cypher, Bisharp, Galay, Kabutops, and Bastiodon. And that's a really good one too. And now we're talking about our favorite Pokemon. Which, Mr. Check, the Mimikyu one is cool. Big concern about the Hypno though. Jokes aside though, Hypno is a pretty good Pokemon to use for a Psychic type. That ain't gonna work. Let's see. And like I mentioned about my favorite Pokemon, it's pretty much Mudkip. Like the Swampert line in general, I love that Pokemon. I always used it back in my days whenever I played like Sapphire and Emerald too. Well, actually, I lied about Emerald. I kind of used the theme of the colors, like Swampert for Sapphire. Oh God, Mr. Jack, no! No, but still. Oh, the videotapes. I remember that. I remember getting a lot of the VCRs from season 1. Kind of throwing my age there real quick. But those were the good old days. Let's see. Unfortunately, stupid me decided to put them up in the yard sale. I should have never done it. I should have never gotten rid of them. Oh, I see. Let's see. I know at my workplace we actually sell like season 1 of the Indigo League. So, but of course it's on DVD/Blu-ray. But so you can still watch it today regardless. Yeah, that brought up a lot of good memories. Let's see. That kind of makes me think back of the era with Yu-Gi-Oh! Man, that was a good time. I actually had a VCR recorder and stuff. So I was able to record like the episode where Yugi was fighting against Maximilian Pegasus and using the Thousand Eyes to relinquish. Boy, that was a fun time right there. That really was. Oh yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was so good. The first one was great. The GX, it was pretty good too. The 5D, the one with card games on motorcycle. That one was really good too, but I never finished that one up to be honest with y'all. I think I might have to go back into that and watch it. Ah, the eyes. Always the eyes. I am gonna flip this over just a bit. But yeah. Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was good back in the days. Let's see. You know, I actually ended up collecting a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards and stuff. I'd just like to know what happened to all the good rare ones that I used to have. I know I didn't put them in the yard sale. Put the common ones in the yard sale. And I sold a bunch of them. But I'd like to know what happened to my Cursed Dragon. Or my Thousand Year Dragon. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know what happened to all my original Blue Eyes White Dragon cards that I used to have. All my Dark Magician. Oh, I really hope I didn't get them mixed up in the yard sale stuff and accidentally sold them years ago. Over 10K? Goodness gracious! That is a lot! So, Mr. Jack, how do you feel about sharing? He's trying to go away. I'm kidding. I will not do that to you. The way I see it, you keep them and stuff. You earn it. Ooh, I like this character. He looks pretty cool. Boingy, boingy, boingy. He's like an undead version of me in a sense. Except without the horn, of course. Okay, we are now done with that, so we can now add the eyes. Well, the pupils, I mean. Anyway, what time are we on? Oh, we're at the 2-hour mark. Nice. Oh yeah, I figured that you love horror. Which I don't blame you one bit though. Oh, sorry. Let's see. I have to kind of like fix up this right here, and of course it's messing with my key. Oh god, no, that doesn't look good. What the frick? I'm gonna try 20. There we go. That actually works out a lot better. And then we are gonna shorten this up by, I want to say 8. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Let's see. How does 80 look? No. Y'all didn't see anything. I am so sorry, I did not meant to do that. Oh my goodness. I really was. I really gotta figure out a way to fix the full lab and stuff. That way I can type stuff without breaking my character. Oh, that was way too funny. Let's see. Oh, getting back to the topic about old stuff. What about Digimon? Was y'all fans of Digimon too? Cause I gotta say, I was a major fan of Digimon. Not the video games, of course, but the anime series itself. Oh, that's okay. But I will say, if you get the chance, try to go back to like all of the previous animes of Digimon and give it a shot. I think you will love it, especially if you grew up in the 90s. And no. Yeah, never mind. So, there are two things that you really gotta watch when it comes to Digimon. You need to watch the first season, and then watch the first movie. Because there is a movie that had like 3 different plots and combined it into one, and it was phenomenal. Especially the animation for like the first part of it. I think the whole movie itself had really fluid animation. Like, it is really beautiful. I just can't recommend it enough. It is so good of a series. Let's see. Like, what's the best way to tell you about it without spoiling all that much? There's gotta be something I could say about it. Okay, how about this? If you are a fan of giant kaiju battles and stuff, the first part of Digimon, you will really love. If you are also a fan of like the what was it called? When people thought the doomsday was happening whenever it reached 2000, whenever all the computers were gonna crash and stuff. I forgot what that doomsday is called, but if you're a fan of that, part 2 would be great. And if you like heavy emotional stuff that also deals with like life or death situations, part 3 will be up your alley too. That is the best way I can describe that, really. What about you, Lord Ame? Have you seen Digimon? My favorite horror game or movie. Let's see. If I were to say favorite horror movies, that is a good one. I know the Paranormal Activities are up there in my favorite movies because of horror movies. Let's see. Deliver from Evil. That's a really good one. And that was actually based off of a true Exorcist story. What? Oh, Deliver from Evil. Apparently it was based off of a true exorcism event where a policeman had to get an exorcist to help out with a demonic case. And then there's the paranormal activities, which kind of play off like how people use like cameras and stuff. I kind of like movies like that. Let's see, as for horror games, I want to say Little Nightmares. Little Nightmares is really up there on my list. In fact, that's why I'm so excited that Little Nightmares 3 will be coming out, which I thought they would have come out in January. I don't know what to do with that is. No, wait, I think I remembered. I think they say Little Nightmares 3 got pushed back to 2026. Which is a bit sad if you ask me, but I'll give them all the time they need just so they can create a fantastic game. From Japan. You need the grudge, is it? Is it the grudge? I have to know if it's the grudge. Exactly. I think whenever they create Little Nightmares 3, I think it's gonna be fantastic. I think it's gonna be a truly great game. But anyways, going on, mate. Is it a grudge? I need to know. Okay, while I'm waiting for him to answer, let me explain to you why. The Grudge is the only horror movie that absolutely freaks me the heck out. It is the only one that I am actually terrified of watching. I had a really bad experience whenever I watched The Grudge. No, it's old. Ooh, thank goodness. The only one I'm thinking of is The Ring. But then again, I haven't really watched the old Japanese movies and stuff. That may be a good thing to watch. That actually giving me some ideas whenever I finally get Patreon fixed, if I ever get that thing ever fixed. I tell you what. Okay. But yeah, back to what I was saying about The Grudge. If Flappy was here, he would tell you all about it. We were watching it in the living room and stuff, like me and a bunch of my family and stuff. And I don't know what it was, but it instantly freaked me out. So, you know the first part whenever you hear like the and then the lady looks up and it sees, and it's right above her, then it drags her into the closet and stuff. I absolutely freaked out. I screamed, and I was holding Flappy's neck so much, I think I was choking him. They had to pull me off of him. But yeah, I was freaking the hell out. It scared me that badly. Oh, I'm telling you, it was bad. It was so bad. But you know what? I continued watching that movie despite obviously I was not ready for it. I think I had nightmares for weeks after watching that movie. I don't know what it was. Yeah, I watch other horror movies and I'm okay. But The Grudge, that's the one that takes the cake for me. I cannot watch it. And I think another one that's kind of up there, but not as bad as The Grudge, is The Ring as well. Not that I think about it. They're both really bad. But then again, when you think about it, both The Ring and The Grudge are actually based off of real supernatural beings and stuff. So I don't know if y'all know about this, but The Grudge is actually based off of a type of ghost that I think is the type of Japanese one. I can't remember for sure, or if it's Chinese. It's one of the two. But anyways, these ghosts pretty much manifest due to deep hatred toward a certain person that done them wrong and caused them their death. And of course, when it comes to The Ring, we all know that it's Sadako. Satoko. I think that's how you pronounce it. I might be wrong, because for some reason I cannot remember it off the top of my head, but it is based off of a real supernatural ghost. Either way though, I am not dealing with either one of them. Nope, 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 nope. I may be an adventurer that took down demons and gods back in the good old days and stuff, but I am not messing with that kind of shit. Ain't doing it. Nope. How messed up would it be if I say, like, if this gets like 100 views or something, then I will watch The Grudge whenever I get my Patreon fixed? How messed up would that be? Like on YouTube, just do like 100 views or something and I'll watch The Grudge. Y'all better not do it. No. I refuse! Let's see, how's this looking? And it's gonna have to work. Excuse me. Starting to get tired here. Let's see, unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of time and stuff. Like, I still got about 45 minutes or so. But afterwards, I'm gonna have to shut down the stream so that way I can get to bed. I'm starting to get there. But I think it's because of work. Like I said earlier, work was exhausting today. Like, I am super tired. It's actually a wonder that I'm able to get on here and stream right now. Well, I gotta have. I'm fun talking to you guys. And having some good laughs. I'd say everyone here has been having a blast too, right? That's good. I'm glad everyone is having fun. I'm glad everyone is having a great time. Let's see. been great. It really has. Just talking about stuff and having fun. That's all that matters. That's what it's all about. There we go. Oh, thank you. Alzha, the one that makes the music, I had the person made it for me and they done really, really good. Let's see. In fact, I also had him do like a bunch of other songs too. I actually got one song that I'm using just for during my VTuber refills. So you won't hear that one every so often, but if you listen to it, oh, it's a great song. It really is. Okay, now we're gonna cheat a bit. We're gonna use the circle tool. The circle tool. I bet. Nope. Now. There you go. Work smarter, not harder. That's my motto. I think right there will work. Yeah, I think right there will work just fine. In that case, we got a lot of racing to do too. But yeah, I wanted to have a song that's kind of like used for during the transitions, but also have a song that's kind of like something that you hear whenever I'm trying to do something fast, you know? And I think that song fits it really well. Let's see. I know it took a couple of tries for both mine and the artisan to kind of make it, but I think it turned out really good. I'm not sure about that. Instead of doing that, I'm gonna try to bring this up a bit. I'm gonna kind of make it swing over. And then kind of do this right here. I think that's about the best I'm gonna do for that. There we go. I think that works out pretty good. Now then. Time to bring out good old line. Okay, we're gonna try this again. We're gonna have you right there centered up. Then we're gonna have you kind of like right there. There we go. I think that's gonna make it perfect. I'm not gonna draw the whole sword again. I'm not gonna do that. Oh, where the heck did I went? Perfect. There we go. That's much better. Much, much better. It looks off, doesn't it? Be honest with me. It looks way off, doesn't it? Yep. I hate the fact that it does that. I really hate it. Which I know is probably would have been fine, but it just looks so wonky to me, and I just don't like it one bit. So instead, we're gonna do it like this. Whoa, I didn't know I could do that. Really laggy? Is it my stream? Am I getting laggy? I hope not. Let me know if I'm getting like really bad laggy. Like if the stream is going bad. And no matter what, it's not looking good to me. It's not looking good to me at all. Oh, this right here. No. Ah. That pretty good. Let's see. Now then, we just need to get this part of the server right here. And that should be that. Of course, that won't be that for the stream, but you get the idea. By the way, is the stream going good now? Did it kind of fix itself, or is it getting worse? Okay, good. Might have just been a bad situation. I don't like it when a stream goes bad. Which then again, I kind of do what every other professional VTuber does. Just ignore it and hope it goes away. Alrighty. Looks like we are done with that guy. And time to get back to the body. Oh, my tailbone's starting to hurt. Ow. Ow. Oh, there we go. Gotta rearrange my seating. Let's see. Let's see. Trying to think of some other stuff to talk about. I don't want to go back into Pokemon. Because if we do, I got a lot of other questions to ask y'all. Let's see. I can go ahead and ask it regardless. Okay, we talked about our favorite Pokemon. What about our least favorite? Like the ones that you wouldn't use no matter what. If I were to say for myself, I know Chinks is probably up there. And really enough, I know I mentioned Smeargle being like my art Pokemon, but I probably wouldn't use it all that much either. Let's see. There's nothing wrong against those Pokemons, it's just that I don't really use them all that much personally. Oh, the Chinks one. That's the only one I'm thinking of that looks like Michael Jackson. The one that's like the ice psychic type? Yeah, that'll be her. That's a weird thing to think about now. A Jinx Michael Jackson. Just having her cross the ice, doing the moonwalk backwards and stuff, and going, Jinx, Jinx. Oh, I can't get it out of my head now. Oh, that's great. Okay. We got that armor set done. And I forgot, we need to add the circles right here real quick. Beam, beam, beam. There we go. Let's see, we're gonna close this tab real quick, because I don't know why that even popped up. Let's see. Trying to think of some other ones. You know what? Instead of that, let me ask this instead. What Pokemon would have benefited from having the Mega? That's the main one I want to talk about. I think I already asked this in another stream, but I want to ask it on here too. Probably because there's a lot of Pokemon that could have benefited from it. For example, me and Durner was talking about this, and we think that Kingdra would benefit big time out of a Mega. And I don't understand why it shouldn't have a Mega. Like, Kingdra is a pretty dope Pokemon. It has a pretty good typing, and it has a pretty good move pool. The only thing that can make it even better is if it has a Mega to kind of increase its stats. I think that would help it out big time. And let's not forget about our boy Flygon, who kept being denied a Mega for so long now. Magikarp? Well, I mean, when you think about it, Magikarp's got the Gyarados and it's got a Mega. But the way I see it, I think Megas only work if they're on the final stage of a Pokemon. Like, for example, with Charizard, with Flygon, with Kingdra, with Gyarados, like all those ones. I know that if there was a Gigantamaxing, that would work for Magikarp. Oh my god. I can imagine like a huge, big carpet stuff that's like overfed. That's a Gigantamax. You know what? I joke about that, but that actually may make a pretty good design. But yeah. I mean, there is the Magikarp thing if we were to think that every Pokemon could get a Mega. But I will say that only the final stage Pokemons will get it. Because when you think about it, every Mega Pokemon that exists are based off of Pokemons that are either the final stages or Pokemons that doesn't have a next evolution. Like there's Gengar, Alakazam, Absol, which Absol doesn't got a evolution line. That's the only reason I say that, though. I mean, if there is a Mega Magikarp and stuff, that would be really cool to have. But then again, what would it look like? Alrighty, thank you, Mr. Chak. I hope you have a good night as well, and I wish you luck in your work tomorrow. Alrighty then. See ya. Bye. Hope to see you next time. This has been a really delightful one. Got to talk with Jack, Lord Ame, and even Eska dropped by. Whoa. Or breaking stuff. There we go. Speaking of Lord Ame, you still here with us, Lord Ame? Ah, I see. Don't worry about it. Let's see. We pretty much had a great time, didn't we? This dream has been remarkable. Let's see. Alas though, I think we are on the final stages of it as well. Because after all, we just like these lines right here and then we'll be done. But let's make the most out of it, shall we? Dang it, I forgot about that. There we go. Let's see. I think another Pokemon that would benefit with a Mega. Let's see. I think Cafebo is getting one. I really think that Cafebo is getting one based off all the leaks and stuff. Don't know if it's 100% true, but at least that's what's been floating about. And you know what? If Cafebo's getting one, then Wigglytuff needs to get one too. Oh, dude, a Wigglytuff Mega? That would be scary. Let's see, I mentioned the Kingdra, I mentioned Wigglytuff, I mentioned Flygon, which Flygon really needs one. I think Gudra needs one as well. And the reason for it, I always see Gudra as being Pokemon that should have been a Water Dragon type, or Dragon Water type. Because of how gooey it is, you know? Ooh, I still got some bright. Let's see. So where was I? Oh yeah, Gudra. I really think it needs a Mega. And I already got a perfect idea of what it could look like. Just pretty much have it kind of similar to its Hithulian form. But have it had like tentacles coming out of the shell too. Have the tentacles be made out of like water or something. I think that would make it really cool. Let's see. Actually, we don't need to do that. with that. And then we're gonna do 50 with that. So. Perfect. And then we're gonna duplicate. Hello? We are gonna have to shrink these though. So let's go ahead and do this real quick. One, two, three, four. Another 40. And another 40. Okay. Now then, let me fix this. Let me fix these up real quick. Okay, that should have it lined up pretty good. And we're gonna have these shrink down by, I wanna say, well, not like that. We're gonna do 80%. Nah. Actually, no. Hang on. Okay. We're actually gonna have this shrink down by 95%. So bear with me for just a second. 95. Or instead of 5, how about 4? Got it? 4. Oh, that's what's going on. $95. What? $95. Okay. Let's try 4. 5? No, 4. 4 will be easier. Oh my goodness gracious. One, two. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. And then we're gonna have them scoot over to the side. There we go. Okay, I think that works a whole lot better. What do you think? It still feels off. But you know what? Who cares? There you go. That was perfect. Let's see. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Pokemon. Let's see. Yeah, there's a bunch of Pokemon that could benefit from a Mega. At least I think so. ahead and combine these layers into one since we're pretty much close to the end. Okay. Now then, we're gonna get right here. And then go down right over. Yeah. And then, we're gonna go right down all the way over here. And then we gotta finish up on this side. Why is this knee one right there when that one ain't? I think I messed up a bit. Oh well. Oh yeah, you got the muscles. Goodness gracious! What are you doing, Soil Lab? Okay, we are down to the feet. The feet! Sorry I'm a bit quiet and stuff, just kind of deep in thought. Let's see. I can't really think of much of anything else to talk about. I mean, we already talked about a bunch of cool different stuff. Think you got anything that we could talk about, Lord Ame? Oh, okay. Wonder how that worked out. You know, strangely enough, I have not used any AI stuff myself. Which I feel like AI would be a useful tool depending on how you use it. Although if you ask my friend Maria, oh boy, she does not like AI whatsoever. She would say it's an abomination and that it needs to be destroyed. Oh, okay. Wonder what this VTuber, who this VTuber is. How did my hair flicker like that? I don't know if you noticed, but this little strap right here, it kind of done like this cool little wave motion and stuff. I'm trying to see how that worked. It ain't doing it no more. Oh. I kind of... Oh, there it goes, there it goes. I see whenever my character flinches. Okay, it's pretty cool. I don't know why my phone keeps kicking me off the stream and stuff. I'm trying to make sure that my stream is going A-okay. Next the glitch. Okay. She sounds like really fun. I gotta check her out. Whoops. She is? I really gotta check her out then. Yes, of course. Respectfully. Let's see. Truth be told, all I really do is just like kind of watch them and stuff. I don't really interact or anything, which is weird considering the fact that I'm a VTuber and stuff. I'm gonna try something. Wow, that doesn't work whatsoever. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to erase. There we go. And then we're gonna go right up there. Actually, we're gonna go right there. Then we're gonna go right about there. And right about there. And then connect. And then connect. Alrighty. I think that's it. Let's see how they look without the, without the line work. Let's see. I like it. I really, really like it. Except for this part right here. I feel like we need to do something else with this. Obviously, it's this part right here. We're gonna fix this real quick. There we go. Nope, wait. Let's see. We're gonna add this right here. Kind of give it an edge, but kind of not, you know? Okay, now it's complete. There we go. Bran the Broken and Bubba the Dread. And I think they look fan-flippin-tastic. We're gonna save this, that way we don't lose any of my progress. Oh my goodness, when was the last time I actually saved? Could you imagine how devastated I would have been if Lab were to crash on me and I lost all my progress? I would have been so heartbroken. And that actually happened on a previous stream. It was when I was drawing an artwork of me using one of my techniques called Ashura Warrior. But yeah, I lost like an hour's worth of progress, and I was so bummed that I just ended the stream early. It was sad. Very, very sad. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this, guys. Let's see. And we still got a couple of time to spin left. So, let me get everything situated and stuff, and I'll talk to you guys for a bit, and then I'm gonna head on out of here, okay? Okay. Let's see. BRB! Alrighty. Oh, I forgot to clean my hair. Excuse me. Ah, there we go. But yeah, we done pretty good and stuff on this. I was able to finish up the line work of Bubba and Bran. I think this is gonna... And we'll be able to have it set up for next time whenever we do the coloring. And even the lighting or shadowing if we have time for that. Of course, it depends on how long it's going to take, because after all, we're going to be doing a 2-for-1 special on this one. Thank you, I'm glad you appreciate it. Bye-bye. But, let's go ahead and talk about the future, shall we? Now, I know that on my schedule, I said that I was going to do the Pokemon Sword Nuzlocke, but I will admit, looks like we're going to have some storms kind of rolling in, which is typical. And I know some of y'all are like, he should have checked. He should have checked. But I did check. I checked the days ahead stuff to make sure that the days were clear and sunny. But that's the thing about my area's weather. You cannot predict it and stuff. 1 second it looks like it's gonna be clear and sunny. The next thing you know, it comes a hailstorm. It is unpredictable when it comes to reading the weather in my area. I bet you even the weatherman himself is wondering what the hell is going on down here. It's sad but unfortunate. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that I'm gonna cancel the stream tomorrow, but there is a possibility of it. So make sure you guys check out my Twitter page sometime tomorrow. Whether or not I say that I'm going to continue to stream or I'm not. Hopefully I'll be able to continue it, but if not, I'll just have to wait about my Jujutsu Kaisen / Creature of the Week and move them to Thursday and do the Pokemon Nuzlocke Wednesday. Because after all, we're going to be spending time on that stream for quite a bit. After all, I plan on ending the Nuzlocke right then and there on the next stream, which means that we're going to have to travel to Winden. We're gonna have to face off against the chairman and his bullshit. We're gonna have to go through the Pokemon Champion Cup. And we're gonna have to fight Leon himself. Which that's gonna be an epic stream ahead of us. Let's see. And then like I said, we're also gonna do our Creature of the Week / Jujutsu Kaisen, which that'll be the next day afterwards. And let's see. We also got a One Piece Odyssey stream planned. And The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'm sorry, I blanked out there for a second. But anyways, both of those games will be Friday and Saturday. So we got a full schedule of games ahead of us, don't we? Well, y'all. Lord Ame, think there's anything you want to end off before we say our goodbyes? I'll give you a second. Aww, that's a wholesome message right there. Lord Ame says you're very welcome. Alrighty guys, I think that's pretty much it for this stream. So with all that out of the way, thank you guys for coming on this fantastic art stream. I hope y'all had as much fun as I did as we got to be introduced to Bran the Broken and Bubba the Dread. And if you'd like to see these guys in the future introducing the Guildmates streams, check me out on my Twitch page. Also check me out on Twitter, YouTube, and Patreon whenever I get that thing uploaded, of course. And with that, I bid this show adieu. And also want to give a special thanks to Lord Ame, Mr. Chak, and Eska for hanging out with me on the stream. And Lord Ame, it has been a pleasure myself, and you have a good one as well. So see you guys. So long. Bye bye. Okay, bye.